Hello, viewers and subscribers. So I just want to take a few minutes today to share something that I've been thinking about the last 24 hours. Yesterday we had an incident here at our homestead where my husband and I went into the garden last night to find most of the cucumber plants were ripped out of the garden and just laying on their sides, and almost all the corn was gone. And we saw what we thought were deer tracks. They were just all over the garden. Yet everywhere where there was something missing, it was like just dug up. We'd just never seen anything like it. And we knew that it wasn't deer because deer actually graze. They don't like dig up your garden. Anyway, so then we found a huge hole. I'll show some of these pictures here. We found a huge hole in the garden. And a big massive poo. And so right away my husband thought this must be a bear. But we did notice that the poo was full of wheat. And so we just were dumbfounded. We started asking people on Facebook and trying to get some feedback as to what this could have been that came into our garden and just caused a lot of havoc. We really think it was a wild boar. I didn't know there were wild boars up here, but apparently there have been some that have been up here. So I think that's what it was. Now, it was very disappointing, and yet at the same time, I really found myself in a place of really doing a lot of thinking. And I'm a thinker. That's what I do. I think and I talk. And I started thinking about, we depend so much on our garden. And the more you live a self-sufficient lifestyle, the more you depend on what you can do and provide for yourself. And I am a woman of faith, so I believe that God takes care of me, and I believe that He provides. But I also believe that we're supposed to do what He said to do, and part of that is if you grow your food, you eat. So anyway, so I'm a big believer in growing my own garden, and I love it, and it's the biggest part of homesteading. I just had a bird fly right in front of the window right here. Caught my attention. Anyway, so I really paid attention to that yesterday, and I woke up this morning thinking, it's really quite amazing that, how much do we actually have that we could actually live off of? If we didn't have the conveniences of the grocery stores that we do in today's day and age, which is huge. I mean, pretty much you need something, you go to the store, pretty much you can get it. If you can't get it that day, you can get it within a few days. But if that wasn't there, you are totally relying on what can be provided for you by that which you grow. So it caused me to really think yesterday, how can I go about protecting my garden? And I at one point was almost thinking, building a fortress, like a cement rock wall with a secret garden. Yeah, I do a lot of thinking. But anyway, it just got me thinking a lot, that we think that, I think sometimes self-reliance is maybe a bit of a fairy tale, just in the sense that we still rely so much on the stores, and we really haven't learned to just rely on that which we grow and that which our homestead provides. And I'm really thinking that I really want to see during this next year, like come fall, I really want to see how much we can actually live off that we grow. I want to see what the difference is. I want to keep track of everything that I buy and what exactly I'm spending my money on, and did I really need those items, or could I have lived without them? There's a lot of things that are more conveniences, and we could survive without them. But I'd really like to pay attention to that during this next year and just see if we actually even grow enough that we could actually sustain our family. I mean, I lost quite a bit of corn. I'm not quite certain that I'm going to be able to get that back because it's getting a little bit late to start planting again. But I definitely had planted more cucumbers, so I'm going to get more cucumbers. They're just breaking through the ground now, so that was kind of a blessing that we did that. And but yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. We did lose some bean plants, And my husband was trying to save some of them last night and was replanting them and really giving them a good watering. And of course today it's been pouring, so they're all getting a good dose of what they love, good old rainwater. Anyway, I really just wanted to kind of share what happened yesterday because, it really got me thinking that when we live on a homestead, we're trying to be totally self-reliant so that we don't need to depend on the system. And yet, if, no matter what it was, whether it was animals that come in and destroy your garden, or whether it's weather that destroys your garden, whether, hail or a windstorm, there are things to consider when you are running a homestead. It was a very disappointing day yesterday, but at the same time, it really did open my eyes and cause me to pause and think. And the things that came out of that were actually a blessing. So I guess in some of the bad things we can find good if we're looking for the good and if we're paying attention. So anyway, something to think about. Blessings. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, please subscribe.